Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today we're looking at former players turned managers. As it stands, there are 4 Premier League managers who are currently calling the shots at the club where they once played. Chris Wilder, Mikel Arteta, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Scott Parker have all graduated from players to managers at the same club. It was 5, but then Frank Lampard went and got the sack at Chelsea. But that got me thinking, what if every Premier League club had a manager who once represented the club as a player? Well, using Football Manager 2021, that's exactly what's going to happen. I've changed managers to all 20 Premier League clubs, and now the boss is a man who once was a player for that club. Even for the likes of Fulham, where they've already got an ex-player as manager, I've still changed them, just to have a bit of fun really. I'll run you through the lineup we've got. Arsenal have got Patrick Vieira, Aston Villa have got the England boss Gareth Southgate, Chris Wilder's at Brighton, mainly because Alan Kirbishley wasn't on the game. Burnley are managed by Graham Alexander, Gus Poyer's back at Chelsea, Alan Pardew's getting a second spell as Crystal Palace boss, Slaven Bilic is back in the Premier League with Everton, Fulham have got Kit Simons in charge, Leeds have replaced Bielsa with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Leicester's new boss is Alan Shearer's best mate Neil Lennon, at Liverpool we've got Xabi Alonso, Man City have got their skipper back in Vincent Kompany, Mark Hughes is back at Old Trafford, Mike Ashley's made a controversial appointment at Newcastle by bringing back Joey Barton, Sheffield United have got the man Barton replaced, Steve Bruce, Southampton's new boss is Matt Oakley, Tottenham have got the most controversial choice with the man they once called Judas in Sol Campbell. At West Brom they've got Derek McInnes, West Ham have promoted Stuart Pearce from coach to manager, and Wolves have replaced Nuno with Alex Ray. Let's simulate a year into the future, let's see how each team gets on and how quickly some of these rogue managers get the sack. Right, so here we are at the start of the simulation, and I'm not really sure what to expect because when you look through the managers, particularly for the big clubs, there's not a lot of experience. Patrick Vieira hasn't been managing for a while but not done well. Gus Poyet, he's probably got the most experience. Sol Campbell, barely any experience. Xabi Alonso, he's only the Real Sociedad B team manager. Mark Hughes, a lot of experience but nothing really to shout about. So Man United could be in trouble, or it could be the making of Mark Hughes. Vincent Kompany's an interesting one back at Man City. He should go on to become a great manager, but currently just at Anderlecht where he's starting things off. If we look elsewhere in the division, Aston Villa could be one to watch. Can Gareth Southgate take his England form back to club level with the Villa? Elsewhere, Newcastle and Joey Barton, that just sounds like it could go wrong. Leicester and Neil Lennon could be interesting. Neil Lennon had a lot of success with Celtic other than this season. Who else have we got? Everton, Slaven Bilic, that should do alright I'd imagine. Alan Pardew back at Palace. Didn't go well the first time. Well, it did for a little bit. Then it ended in tears, like most of Alan Pardew's career does. But let's go 1 year into the future. Let's see what happens to the Premier League table. Will the big teams still thrive despite their less than stellar managers? Let's find out. Okay, so here we are in the 7th of June 2021, the season is completed and it is Liverpool who won the title by 12 points. Xabi Alonso, in his first full season as a senior manager, has taken Liverpool to the Premier League title with absolute ease. Man City coming second with Vincent Kompany in charge. Man United third. Has there been a change there? Mark Hughes, that's his best ever finish as a manager. I thought Man United would do absolutely terrible here. But no, Mark Hughes as Man United have came third. As for Chelsea, they're fourth with Gus Poyet in charge. I always like Gus Poyet, he always played good football. Just never quite worked out for him. Everton have done well with Slaven Bilic in charge, probably better than they're going to do with Carlo Ancelotti this time out. Arsenal have finished above Spurs. Spurs have changed managers. This isn't surprising. Sol Campbell's got the sack at the end of the season at least, but I mean that's longer than I thought he would last. It was never going to go well, I just wanted to see what would happen. And it didn't go well. Tottenham have came 7th. Brighton have been a real surprise package with Chris Wilder in charge. They've came in the top half, as well as Fulham. Fulham with the might of Kit Simons, shining bright like Kit Simons. Beautiful Kit Simons in the sky. That'll mean nothing unless you like Rihanna. Leeds have done well with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. All the promoted teams, that's a lie, 2 of the promoted teams have got into the top half, whilst West Brom have came rock bottom with Derek McInnes in charge. From Aberdeen to the Premier League, it has not worked out for Derek McInnes. Newcastle, 19th. They've got Sean Dyche in charge now, so they've sacked Joey Barton. Joey Barton got the sack in March, and it just didn't work out for him. I mean, has there been a takeover? Let's have a look. There was a takeover, but that came after Joey Barton got the sack. You could just imagine Joey Barton and Mike Ashley button heads. I mean, this was a recipe for disaster. The pair never got on the first time. Never mind when Joey Barton was manager. Aston Villa have gone down. Gareth Southgate has taken Aston Villa back down to the Championship. That is the man who took England to a World Cup semi-final. The man who was lauded from the top of the country to the bottom. He was an absolute hero for the summer of 2018. But back at club level, the Villa have been relegated. Elsewhere in the league, Leicester have struggled, Southampton have struggled. Let's look at them. They've got Brendan Rodgers in charge now, so Matt Oakley got the sack. He got the sack in December. That's probably one of the earliest people to get the sack this season. I mean, Matt Oakley was probably the least experienced manager in this video. I think he's just assistant at MK Dons or something in reality. So it was a ball up. I did want Ian Dowie, but I couldn't find him on the editor, so they got Matt Oakley instead, and it didn't go well. Crystal Palace and Pardew, they've survived, which is good enough for Pards, I guess. West Ham have qualified for the Europa Second League. Have they won a cup? Let's find out. Yes. Stuart Pearce and West Ham have won the Carabao Cup. Well done to Stuart Pearce, the absolute nutcase. Who won the FA Cup? The FA Cup was won by Manchester City and Vincent Kompany. They beat Chelsea in the final 1-0. It's a big Vinny Kompany getting a trophy. Let's have a look at the manager's sackings. Let's see what has gone on. Alex Ray also got the sack. So it was Matt Oakley was the first to go on the 5th of December. Then it was Alex Ray at Wolves on Boxing Day. That's harsh. Then Neil Lennon was binned off by Leicester. Now he's at Celtic. Replaced by Michael O'Neill. Joey Barton then went in March, and at the end of the season, Sol Campbell was sacked by Tottenham. So only 5 managerial changes. I say only, that's a quarter of the entire division, but I kind of expected there to be a lot more. So the likes of Liverpool and Man City still doing incredible. I suppose they've got young and exciting managers though. The surprise for me is Man United coming third with bloody Mark Hughes. The man's a footballing dinosaur. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go another season. Let's see what happens. See how many more of these managers get the chop. Or will Xabi Alonso go on to forge out quite a dynasty at Liverpool? Let's find out. I mean, he's not going to get a dynasty in second year. Is it dynasty or dynasty? Whatever, let's go. Okay, year 2 of the ex-player manager experiment, and this time Man City have won the title. They've got 96 points, 12 clear of Liverpool. But the top 3 has remained the same. Man United yet again have came third with Mark Hughes as manager. The mind absolutely boggles. I mean, Mark Hughes is done as a football manager for me, but in the world of football manager, he has came third 2 seasons in a row. Man City still got Vincent Kompany as the boss. Liverpool, they've stuck by Xabi Alonso. 2 top teams in English football, undoubtedly. Let's have a look elsewhere in the division. Arsenal have got into the top 4. Patrick Vieira, he's doing what Mikel Arteta can't. He's getting them back to the Champions League. Everton have came 5th again under Slaven Bilic. That's very good for him. Spurs, we don't care about them. They've sacked Sol Campbell, so it doesn't matter. Chelsea, 7th, no manager. Gus Poyet, sacked. Sacked at the end of the second season. He won the FA Cup, and a day later he was sacked. That is ruthless from Chelsea. Goodness knows what Gus Poyet's assistant did in the dressing room after. If you know, you know. Elsewhere, Wolves don't matter, Leicester don't matter, Watford don't matter. Fulham and Kit Simons, mid-table yet again. That is wonderful from them. Leeds have dropped off but still mid-table with Jimmy Floyd. Sheffield United, Steve Bruce proving the Newcastle doubters wrong. Whilst Newcastle are lingering in the Championship, he is still at Bramall Lane. I wouldn't say he's riding high, but they're there. Southampton, they sacked their manager, they don't matter. Brighton have dropped off. They have sacked Chris Wilder. That is harsh. On Boxing Day, I mean, unless they were rock bottom of the Premier League, which we'll find out. But I mean, Brighton were in the top half last season. Brighton are never in the top half. I mean, if you look at this, Brighton were never in the relegation zone all season, yet they've sacked Chris Wilder. Shameful. Burnley under Graham Alexander, they're still clinging on to Graham. Burnley are a pretty loyal club, they'll treat you well. Unless you're the owners, because the owners are pretty naff. Even the new ones, just rocking up with a load of debt. What is that all about? Elsewhere, Millwall came up, gone straight back down, that's irrelevant. West Ham sacked Stuart Pearce despite him delivering a trophy. He was sacked just before Christmas on the 4th of December. The new man Spalletti unable to keep them up. I bet Stuart Pearce would have done it. He has the passion, the drive, but unable to do it. And Crystal Palace with Alan Pardew, rock bottom. That's what would have happened if Pardew had stayed at Crystal Palace anyway. So good to see that's been proven. Let's have a look at the managerial changes. Gus Poyet sacked. Stuart Pearce sacked. And Chris Wilder sacked. Sol Campbell's still there, even though that was the end of last season. But most of the teams have clung on. Man City have still got company. Liverpool have still got Alonso. Man United have still got Mark Hughes, bafflingly. Arsenal have still got Vieira. Everton have still got Bilic. So that's 5 teams. Fulham have still got Simon, 6. Leeds have still got Hasselbank. Kind of gone well, it kind of hasn't. Basically, it doesn't matter who manages Man City or Liverpool because they're still going to win. That's all I can surmise from this. We will leave it there. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any more fun experiments like this that you want me to try, any obscure managers, or you want me to take players off. I'm thinking maybe he's doing one where we injure the best player for like a year, like maybe he's every team's striker or something like that. Let me know in the comments below. But as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we will see you around.